Hey gang, happy Labor Day. Hope you guys are having a really excellent one. I hope you guys are having a safe one, and I hope you guys are having a lot of fun too. Uh, I wanted to kind of do this video for today because, well, I want to share some thoughts on this day and some memories and some feelings about, well, we'll get into that here in a few minutes. Labor Day was usually the kind of holiday that my family growing up would always be ready for, prepared for, and just ready to have some fun. Labor Day meant barbecues, getting together, uh, and of course watching the Jerry Lewis MDA telethon. Well, you know, Labor Day over the past quite a number of years pretty much just become just, to me, it's another day. Get up out of bed, go do some things, take care of some stuff. In fact, today I've been pretty busy trying to get some things done around the house and stuff like that, and getting a few things taken care of. In fact, I got more stuff to do. I was going to do laundry today, but I thought, nah, seems kind of weird. It's Labor Day, not laundry day. But but one thing that was a tradition for my family and I when I was growing up was that we always watched the Jerry Lewis MDA Labor Day telethon. One time I made it through the entire show without falling asleep, going to bed, nothing, which was rough to do. But in 1996, I lost my dad, and 1997 I lost my mom. And right after that, I just stopped watching the Jerry Lewis telethon. I caught it a couple of times after that, but it was just brief clips and stuff like that. But it just seemed like when mom and dad passed away, it just seemed like that tradition just I couldn't watch it anymore. It just didn't feel the same, and it to me was like, it was still entertaining to see Jerry Lewis go out there, be silly, and raise money for those poor kids and poor adults who really needed it. And just being entertained, people going out there telling jokes, singing songs, dancing, stuff like that. It was always such a great show to always watch. But yeah, when mom and dad passed away, I couldn't watch it anymore, and it just didn't feel the same. It didn't feel right. And then earlier this year, it was announced that there was not going to be a Labor Day telethon, and I thought, what, maybe just for this year that they couldn't get everything taken care of, straightened out in time. And then I read up on what happened, and apparently 2010 was the last time Jerry Lewis hosted the Labor Day telethon. He got into an argument with some of the people behind the scenes, stuff like that. There's different stories as to what happened, as to what led to Jerry Lewis's departure, and in 2011 they decided to call it something else. I think they called it the Show for Strength, pretty much wiping out Jerry Lewis's name from the whole thing. It was no longer the MDA Jerry Lewis Labor Day telethon. It was MDA Show for Strength, and instead of going the usual 19 and a half hours it normally would go, it went way less than that. I think the last one they had, it ran for 2 hours, and it didn't even make as much as Jerry Lewis made every year. I think the last total it made, the last year it ran, which was last year, of course, was almost $57 million. Now, a lot of you people out there might sit there and go like, wow, $57 million, that's a lot. But when you consider that when Jerry Lewis hosted it, every year it kept getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to $100 million. $56 million. Yeah, they could make that in 2 hours or maybe more than that, or probably even less than an hour. But when you're running a show for 2 hours and you're trying to squeeze in everybody you can, but you don't have Jerry Lewis on the show, $56 million, this is like, eh. So, yeah. No Jerry Lewis MDA telethon, MDA show for strength, whatever they want to call it. It's not happening anymore, which is really a shame. You know, watching the Jerry Lewis MDA telethon, which to me that's what it's always going to be called. I'm sorry. Watching it as a kid and watching it with my mom and my dad till they both passed away, and you know, I'm going to have fond memories of watching it, having fun, watching Jerry being silly and raising so much money for people who really, really need it. You know, and just not having it around anymore. It sucks. But for whatever reason, it's not here anymore. You know, whether Jerry Lewis is at fault or whether whoever, you know, it sucks. It's not going to be happening anymore, but I guess in a way, maybe it's not such a bad thing. I mean, when you're trying to run a telethon for the past few years without the man who created it, made it happen, and could make people watch, whether for 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, or the whole 19 and a half hours, you know, without Jerry being a part of it, it's just not the same kind of show. So yeah, no Labor Day telethon this year, and from the way it sounds, not happening anymore, which sucks. But, you know what? I'm always going to have my fun memories of watching it with mom and dad and my sister and my brother growing up, and that's good enough, you know. And I'm going to have a lot of fun memories of you know, having barbecues and things like that with my family too. And, you know, Labor Day, it's not about the Jerry Lewis telethon. It's about just getting together with your family and having a good time. But without the Jerry Lewis telethon, I do hope and pray one day they will find a cure for this horrible disease. Whether it's science that comes up with a cure or whether it's straight from God himself. I do hope one day this terrible disease will be wiped out. This way, lots of good kids and lots of good adults are not suffering from this terrible, terrible disease anymore. But I just want to, you know, to share a little, you know, some thoughts and message about Labor Day and Labor Day telethon with you guys. And all I can say is this much: all the rumors that went around about Ryan Seacrest hosting it, I didn't see his name on, you know, being host of it any particular times, but I'm kind of glad he didn't host it any year. But if he did, you know, let me know in the comments below. And if you guys want to, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the whole thing, the Jerry Lewis telethon. What are your thoughts on it? Do you think that maybe they were right for what they did, or were they wrong for what they did? Because one of the biggest words was one of the main reasons they wanted to fire Jerry Lewis is because they wanted to have a younger host, younger audience appeal kind of thing going for him. Again, I don't know, folks, but you know something? You know, I would have thought they would have kept on the telethon even after Jerry had passed away. They would have still named it after him, but no. Without Jerry, you don't have a telethon. That's the way it is, I guess. So I hope you guys have a great Labor Day, and you know, be safe, because Labor Day weekends are the craziest weekends to go driving around on. So have a good one, you guys. And to my wonderful, beautiful wife, Sarah, I miss you, and I love you with all my heart. And all you guys out there, have an awesome Labor Day. And as always, stay strong and rock on.